Hey, Artemis, you ever noticed something weird about Twitter and whatnot?
Yes, I notice a lot of things. I'm very observant.
Okay, but anything specific that seems to stick out a lot more than anything else does?
Is it people being dicks? That happens a lot. You'll get used to it.
No, it's paws. Like, you ever just notice how the fandom is just fucking obsessed with paws?
I mean, I guess. I mean, I don't think obsessed is the right word. Probably something like interested fits it better, but yeah.
No, I think obsession fits. I mean, look, case in point. Now that all we've done is mention paws, the whole shot has changed just so that we can get your paws in the frame, for fuck's sake.
What the hell are you even... Oh shit, you're right. How the fuck does that even happen?
It just does. That sort of shit happens all the time, and you never see it with any other body part. You know, nothing else is paraded about as much as paws are.
I suppose, now that you mention it...
Why is that? Why is it paws get all the fucking focus?
Well, I mean, there's loads of reasons for that.
Yeah? Like what?
Hello, my name's Artemis, and because our random conversations keep getting turned into fucking videos, I guess this is what we're doing now. So basically, the fleshy bastard...
God, I wish that name hadn't fucking come.
Aaron, over here, wanted to understand exactly why paws get so much more prominence than anything else does. So I thought, fuck it, I might as well explain it to him as if he's a child. Anyway, where do you want to start?
Okay, so first off, why is it paws and not any other body part? There's plenty of body parts that furries love, so what is it that makes paws stick out more, exactly?
Well, I mean, first off, there's a pretty big distinction between, like, a human hand and foot and, like, that of an animal. So, I mean, you compare, like, a human hand and foot to, like, a grizzly bear paw or, like, a horse's hoof or like, a dog's paw. There's quite a wealth of difference there, you know? It's quite a distinction. And then you compare it to like a fursuit paw, or like something big like this, then you can tell there's obviously quite a big fucking difference there. You know, it's more diverse, and if you're trying to get a more animalistic look, then, you know, it's quite a good big indication, like, oh look, it's not a fucking fleshy bastard human, it's something, you know, cute and beans and paws and that sort of shit.
Okay, I get that, but that's not all that definitive of an answer, is it? I mean, the human mouth is a fuckload different from your snout, for instance, but you don't see the more enthusiasts ruling the roost like the poor fuckers do. I mean, there's got to be more reasons than that.
But I mean, considering our videos usually consist of several segments stitched together, and we're currently segueing into the next one, my guess would be yes. One answer could be that they're just pretty easy to pose with. I mean, hell, just sitting here like this, I'm pretty much doing that. And from a fursuit standpoint, considering nearly every suit comes with paws, it's pretty standard to be able to do that.
True, but then not every suitor has big, plushy indoor paws to take photos of.
Okay, yeah, granted. Outdoor foot paws aren't going to have the exact same appeal as the squishy, fluffy indoor ones, but, you know, they still even out the look of a suit quite nicely. They round things off, and there's still only really a handful of poses that a suitor can do without resorting to something with, like, hand paws or the peats involved, so... And considering it's, you know, pretty easy to do that, you don't need any specialist equipment, you can just step into that. Well, again, pun intended, haha.
Alright, okay, I'll give you that, but that's just the fursuit side of things. What about all the art?
But I mean, they just look better than shoes, don't they? And I mean, trying to find footwear that fits different types of animal feet is just, that's a whole design project on itself, really, isn't it?
I suppose it is possible. It just came about because it was some new thing we could work into this weird ass fucking fandom of ants.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but there's probably other reasons to consider as well. As with all subjects, there is a possibility that it is, of course, just innocent and nice, and it could just be that they are cute. I mean, look, this is cute. There is no really getting around that. This is adorable, okay? And it's much more cute than other parts of the body, like the anus, although I know a lot of people on this fucking website who like the anus. But still, I mean, it kind of fits in with people liking beans and, you know, tiger paws and kitty paws and that sort of shit. It kind of fits that chibi style of artwork, and maybe it's just an aesthetic, you know? It's it's something that fits what people like as a sort of general aesthetic style and sits there quite nicely.
Okay, yeah, I suppose that is a big part of it. I mean, I will concede they are cute, but...
And if you do want to take it into terms of like suitors and whatnot, if you want to be like a big, cute, soft, fluffy animal, then it kind of makes sense that that theme carries through along the entire character. You know, you're not going to have some, oh, look at that cute, adorable kitty with the big fucking metal boots. You know, you're not going to have that really fit. Apart from if you're in Sonic fandom, they love the sneakers and shit.
Well, characters that do fit that bare-pawed look. I mean, you couldn't exactly have a fucking werewolf going around in high tops without looking like an edgy, swaggy douchebag.
Exactly. Even moving beyond cuteness and more into, you know, practical reasons, there are some species that just lend themselves more to, you know, paws being used in a design, or just like, you know, look at eagles, for instance. You know, that's quite different. Eagles in nature, very, very powerful feet and big ass talons that they kill shit with. If you've got a character based in that, it's gonna look fucking ridiculous to stick them in like business loafers like they work in a fucking office, isn't it? And with the massive variance in paws and peats and all that shit, it can just be more fun to create that and show that off. Something unique to add to your character.
Alright, stop beating around the bush. What about the people who like paws for the purpose of beating around the bush?
Well, I suppose there is no hiding from it. This is probably likely a very big reason for the paw prominence, but before we go into it, I just need to do one thing to protect myself. I just need to do this. There we go. Now I feel more comfortable talking about this shit. But yes, unfortunately, even with paws, there are those people who just want to get their rocks off. Or in this case, their socks off. And yes, you're goddamn right I made that fucking pun.
Oh, for fuck's sake, there was no need for that crap, okay?
Shut up, that was funny, okay? And I want to get on with this, stop interrupting. The Murray bastards will turn up pretty soon, and I don't want to be around for that. I mean turn up in the comments. They're not allowed at my fucking house, Jesus. So obviously, feetpaws are the furry equivalent to feet, which would stand to reason that a foot fetish has the furry equivalent of a paw fetish. Not to say that everybody who has a foot fetish has a paw fetish, or vice versa, or that everybody who likes paws has a fetish for them. Like me. I don't fetishize this shit, they're just cute. But yeah, some people have that sexual interest in them, and of course that's going to be a pretty powerful motivation for them to include them in artwork. I mean, hell, people have whole characters designed for specific fetishes that they have and kinks and interests, so yeah, that is probably one of the reasons you see so much of it and why a lot of it is not safe for work. It's no secret that a large part of us in the fandom can trace back our origins as liking anthros to, you know, TV shows, kids' cartoons. I mean, fuck it. There's enough people who are horny over Tony the fucking Tiger to prove that that shit's real. Now you go back and you see all these anthro animals that we were exposed to in our childhood, and tell me exactly how many of them were bare-pawed.
Shit, I didn't even notice that shit at the time.
Exactly. I mean, the typical style seemed to be not very many bits of clothing, and mostly like just a hat and a shirt and bare paws. I mean, fuck it, they wore more shit on their head than they did on their feet. And then you got all the weird fucking scenes that crop up in like Disney films and TV shows, and paws are always just sort of centric to that, and it's no wonder how at the same time we were sort of developing our love of anthro animals, we were subliminally sort of attaching paws to that at the same time.
You know, I'm never going to be able to watch those films without thinking of this now.
I mean, just look at how versatile paws are, for fuck's sake. I mean, you look around Twitter and all the art sites that are totally not just databases of porn. And you'll see a fuck ton of pictures involving, you know, hand paws and peats, and they've been brought into a lot of different circumstances. And yeah, you'll also see normal artwork that includes both, but they can kind of cross that boundary. And if you have an interest, you can usually kind of tailor them however you like.
Okay, I could see that. I mean, it does cater to a lot of interests.
Exactly. I mean, you have like macro, micro, and stomp. They're both pretty easy to sort of see where that links in. There's so many different poses you can work out with that.
Yeah, true. Any others?
There's a fuck ton more, for God's sake, but I don't want this to turn into a greatest hits of every fetish that paws can be applied to. Okay, if you want to see that shit, Google it, because this doggo does not want to see that shit. And more importantly, this doggo does not want to have to say it on a fucking video and have it documented that that's in my head. That's not gonna fucking happen, okay? I need to stay just innocent and away from the lewd. Ugh.
Starting to feel like there's not really one answer to why the fandom has such a big obsession over paws. It's more like a combination of all of that, but to be honest, I don't really think that's much of a bad thing.
I mean, yeah, there is the argument that it's mostly because people can find it sexually gratifying, but then again, there's people in the world that get turned on by rejection, so it doesn't really matter what subject you're covering, you can always attach sexual gratification as a reason for people liking it.
Yeah, but this does kind of sit in that weird little no man's land where both the lewd fuckers who do want to wank over it all can make all of the not safe for work content they like, and yet so can all of the cute people who just like it because of aesthetic and beans and all that, and they can kind of enjoy it together and then also apart, like far apart. But it kind of crosses the boundary that it's almost like universal.
Exactly, it's the paws that bring us together. And just in case I didn't make it clear enough, I'll state it for the record one more time. The doggo is pretty firmly in the latter part of that fucking statement back there. Okay, the doggo is not lewd, not ever. I will admit to the cuteness of paws, and they are just nice. But I am a good boy, okay? Just get that through your fucking head. Stop tarring everyone with the same brush.
Fucking preach it, doggo.
Anyway, does that answer your question? Can we move on and stop talking about my peats now?
Yeah, I think that just about answers it, but don't pretend you're not always ready for a discussion about your paws, for fuck's sake.